What's going on, everybody? Welcome back for the 11th episode of the Fresh in the Feed podcast. My name's Matthew. His name's Tommy. We got our producer Matt with us again today, and we're refreshing your feed so you don't have to. Tommy, welcome.
Thank you.
To the Fresh in the Feed podcast. I'm glad you're here.
Hey,
I'm glad you
for
came.
having me, man.
Nah, no problem, bro. Before this, I have to ask, did you run here?
Oh, no. I would have, but I would have stinked up the little studio. But,
oh, fuck. You're right. For those who don't know, Jimmy, I call him Jimmy.
Yeah.
His actual name is Tommy, but you've been into running lately a lot.
Yes.
A lot
of
running.
I am.
I want to know, clearly I'm not a runner.
Yeah.
You can tell. But I want to know, what is a runner's high? You know what I mean? I've had it.
Yeah.
I've been on, the Stairmaster at the gym.
Yeah.
Like that, I think I've experienced, a runner's high.
Mm-hmm.
But, in general, I've never had, something that I want to go run again. You know what I mean? It's never been... Do you have that or no? Is that, a myth?
I think for me is, the really nice weather. Because it's been really nice, the past couple, days. Or, a week or so. Wow, I can't speak English. But, I just enjoy... scenery and the weather so much that I just continue running in my forest and back home all the time.
Yeah, I think that makes a difference. You run down a path beside your house, right? A little fucking ravine-ish path.
Mm-hmm.
But on a treadmill, it's you're kind of stagnant. It's not really
yeah, exactly. It gets so boring because you're just looking at your wall.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Music, that's it.
Or TV, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Same shit. That's why I can't really go I can't really run in front of a TV or something that isn't changing all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a fucking, you're staring at the same shit. But would you do you have? I know you have a weighted vest. Now that's just fucking, that's next level.
Yeah.
That's
It's because I think 2 years ago, I ran with a weighted vest with Adam Pascucci. Shout out to him. That was when I was at my peak running, so I just want to build up to that again, because I ran 5K and I'm okay, I perfected it, right? So then I'm fuck it, I'm gonna throw on a weighted vest to challenge myself. But now it's definitely more difficult for me.
Well,
so,
you do it all the time, weighted vest, or no? You just have the
here and there. I try to do it once a week.
But on average, you run 5K or you do 3 or whatever.
3K. So
3, what, daily or once a week? Or?
I'd say 4 times a week, or
Holy fuck, that's good.
3 to 4 times a week.
That's good. So 4 times a week, that's 12K a week you're running.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dope. But it's the same path.
Yeah, it's the same path, but I try to challenge myself. So I'm trying to run 3K within 15 minutes. And so far,
is that good? Is that really good? Can you check it out, Matt?
I actually have no clue, but so far my record is 16 minutes, on the dot, from my home.
That sounds good. That sounds
home.
that sounds just over 5 minutes a kilometer. Well, I'm comparing it to driving or biking. That sounds like shit, but
because I have a photo on my phone that it takes me 5 minutes ish for a minute.
12 to 14 minutes is a good fitness time. Oh, at fun runs and triathlons. Okay, well, I'll take your 16 and say you're pretty damn close. Over 18 is a fun jog. Well, shit, 16 is in between.
Shit.
No, 16 is, I think it's in between competitive and a fun jog.
Essentially at a competitive level.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's decent. That's great.
Yeah, at a competitive level, it's 12 to 14 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Tommy, you're sick because you're at 16, almost hitting 15.
Yeah, then you'd be good.
Okay, so I have to train for 12 to 14 minutes now.
Well, 12 I think is super fast.
It is super fast because
you're probably sprinting.
I'm
11.
I'm borderline sprinting the whole 2K, because it takes me around 12 minutes for 2K.
Okay.
And then I'm
and then another 5 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I wasn't really do you think it's running can improve your sports athleticism? Because sometimes.
Yeah.
I agree and I disagree, because I think sometimes running doesn't really correlate to agility or you know what I mean, quickness. I think it's just stamina sort of, and instead of depending if it's soccer, it can definitely contribute, but I think more skill-based sports, I don't even think it's like that as helpful as it could be.
It's more of like building up your stamina, but like if you really want to like focus on speed, then you have to do like compound movements to like like exercise your explosiveness, like just a sprint and go.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like even football, I remember when I used to play, it was like all like short sprints.
Yeah,
like you do like 2 lurky laps, like whatever. But for the most part, it was like suicides or same thing with basketball, like suicides and shit like that. It wasn't really like long distance training. It was just more for stamina.
Yeah.
Speaking of sports, I don't know. You're not a big golfer, but you've been getting into it recently.
Yes, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been going to the range and stuff like that. Well, over the last year or whatever, last time we went out. I don't know if you've watched. I know you don't take like super big interest in the Masters, but there's Rory McIlroy is a big famous golfer. Okay, anyways,
No clue.
You don't have to know who he is. So the Masters is like the biggest golf tournament in like the entire year. So Rory McIlroy right here, a tradition like no other. Rory McIlroy drills his dad. Matt's gonna play the video.
Oh fuck!
He absolutely fucking drills his dad with this golf ball in the leg.
What the fuck?
Literally picks him out of a crowd, bro. Watch this. Bro, that's his dad. How did he pick his dad out of the crowd like that?
So wait, and he does this every Masters?
No. It just happened now.
Oh.
But he picked his dad out of the crowd. Like he hit him out of everyone. There's like 1 million people there. Okay, not 1 million people. There's like 15, 20 people there. But he right on his dad's leg. How the fuck is that even? What are the odds of that happening? Of literally his dad being the one that gets hit. I was tripping when I saw that first. Yeah, exactly.
That is some fucking aim. I'm not.
Yeah, right. Gary McIlroy. His poor calf ate the golf ball.
Oh
That's hilarious. Poor guy, bro. That's crazy.
That's skill right there.
You've been going to the range and stuff lately.
Yeah.
I know you can justify how hard of a sport golf is.
So for everyone out there, it is a hard sport. Like it does look very easy, but the form matters so much. And like everyone has been teaching me, you, Matt, like it's so important. And like if you can't get it down, then you can't hit the ball properly, right?
Yeah, no, it's fucked. It's like I had a bit of years of experience. I'm still like a shit golfer. Like I'm still a terrible golfer. Matt even knows. Matt can justify. Like we're not good golfers, right? Yeah. And I've been playing for a while, but not like religiously. But I have been playing. Yeah. And like so many things I've talked about it before on the podcast, but like I never dive deep into it. Like so many things you have to like calculate in your head. Like me and Matt were watching the Masters a little while ago, and it was like these guys are like hitting like crazy shots that you can't even like imagine. Yeah, it's like, okay, how is that even getting close to the pin? You know what I mean? And there's if you think of like yourself as a beginner and how much shit goes into your shot and in order to hit the ball, make the contact, make it go some way, high, low, whatever, right?
Right.
These guys are like pinpoint precision accuracy, like literally basically within like 20 to 10 feet, and it's like how the fuck is that even happening? You know what I mean? Like that's like professional, and I guess like like you spend all your life fucking perfecting that, but at the same time, it's like, how do you not just like get unlucky?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like they're like snipers, like they're legit snipers, but with like clubs.
Bro, like literally, like if you hit and like let's say like you're off by like a millimeter or two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's how close it is, the margin for error from getting 15 feet in the pin like 25 feet or like 4 feet.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like millimeters, bro. And these guys are like fucking whiz. They're just crazy with it. That's like I aspire to be like that, but I don't practice enough. I feel like that when you get to that level, you've had to been practicing. Same thing with like I feel like tennis is the same thing. Well, all sports are like that too, but I feel like tennis is like that type of high class sport that like you need to practice and take like all your time doing.
Cause like I thought about it, like it's insane. Cause I remember Matt like sent me like a video, and like this guy, he did not take a warm up shot like whatsoever. Like he just teed up and hit the ball. I'm like, it went perfectly down the fucking fairway. I'm like, how the fuck? Right?
Yeah.
Because like,
well, people do, yeah.
Yeah, like it still boggles my mind because like I'm standing there for like 5 minutes. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to swing yet. And then like I step back in. all right, I got this.
Yeah,
and then I fucking whiff or I top it harder.
yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
That's why, and there's like tons of concentration. It's like you have that literally like like a milliseconds worth of time.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that it's like that contact's like perfect. That's why people don't give golf enough credit. Golf has been like, especially where we live right now, it's been on the rise. I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of people are taking to the golf courses and driving ranges only because I don't know if you heard about our new, like it was just effective like recently, our stay-at-home order for the rest of the month. Yeah. Doug Ford just released a stay-at-home order for the next 4 weeks, and I think one of the major things that people are still allowed to do is golf courses and driving ranges, obviously. And the me and Matt were looking, and tee times and stuff like that, like to get a position somewhere. Number one, the range we used to go to is closed for construction until May. Oh, fuck. I just recently searched that up. Yeah. But also, everyone's going golfing. People that don't golf are going golfing.
Yeah.
And you know what boggles my mind? It's like, that's such a desperate way to get out of your house. You know what I mean?
It honestly is, because you
can't
do anything at home.
Yeah, but doesn't that sound desperate to you? Like that to me, it sounds like if I've never golfed before, and I'm just going just to get out of my house, like that's extreme, right? Like that at that point, you're getting into like, okay, I got to get out of here. I'm going stir crazy.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't know. Like there's like I was a golfer, and I still don't like. The whole point is to not go. Right, so fuck it. I'll go maybe one tee time every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. But people that are going like every day just to get out of their house, it's like,
yeah,
like the whole thing is not to, right? I'm not saying, oh, don't do anything, like stay home forever, right? But it's kind of crazy that like, it's like example for you, like you've never done, I don't know, as an example, like volleyball. You never play fucking volleyball in your life. If they open volleyball courts, you're gonna go every single day?
No.
Like what the fuck? That's what boggles my mind too. But there's all this controversy with this new stay-at-home order, and it's another 4 weeks of punishment. I want to know like how you spend most of your time during the stay-at-home order. I don't know exactly, but I got a feeling I got a good idea what it is.
Okay, you're definitely gonna figure it out right away. So I go to work. Shout out to work. Spend my majority of my day there, and then I go home. It's a nice day out. I'll go for a fucking run, and then I go home, work out.
Okay.
And
that's it.
Play with my dog Bonnie.
Oh my god! I thought he was gonna say something else. Play with my dog. I thought you were gonna play with my
hang out with my girlfriend. I love you, Alex.
Oh, that's true.
And beat my dick.
What the fuck?
Hey man, I'm being truthful.
That's good. I respect the honesty.
Hey, sometimes I go home, I beat my dick, I'm good.
I respect the honesty, bro. Honestly, I respect the honesty.
My mother watches this podcast.
Anna, I'm so sorry. I know Anna. Like I help you. I help her rake the leaves. Like when I came over,
that's some sort of.
I thought we had a bond. We literally had a bond there. But I hope no one sees me different after seeing this.
Okay,
I'm being truthful.
You just so your relationship.
Yeah,
your relationship is fairly new. I know about with Alex. That's her name, right?
Yeah.
So like during I don't know, you guys are okay because you don't have any like restrictions that prevents you from seeing one another. That like
no.
That's would be like, oh, she lives with her grandparents or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Do you think your relationship would take a huge impact if there was? Or would you be able to still, like, not Zoom calls, but, like, FaceTime and stuff like that, not as much, maybe one time, see each other, like, one time every 2 weeks or something like that? Or do you think it would, like, you are dependent on, like, seeing her in person?
I think it's a bit of both, because, like, for me, having a significant other, like, I want to see them, like, almost every day and, like, just have their company with me, right? But, like, going back to, like, when we first met, like, when I had to go get the test because she lives with her grandparents, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I took every precaution before seeing her. So, like, already, like, I felt, like, how it was because we FaceTime every day. Like, we talked to each other. And then when the day came when I got negative, I'm like, okay, perfect. Like, I gotta see you now, right?
Yeah, I feel like everybody has that big problem, right? Like,
Mhm.
especially with ones that like you're with your grandparents,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean, or they work and they're always exposed to that kind of shit. Like tons of people coming in the restaurant or store or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I feel like tons of people go through that, but the thing is, like, this whole another 4 days, sorry,
Mhm.
4 weeks, is like sort of another shot at like trying to get everything to go back to normal. I saw a post actually by a famous account that's like all specialized in Toronto news and shit like that. That they
Yeah.
said like, would you give up 4 months? Oh, sorry. At the beginning of the year, would you give up 6 months? This was in January.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give up 6 months of absolutely not leaving your house the entire time for everything to go back to normal after that 6 months, or would you stay what we're doing now? Lock down, lock up.
I would definitely do the 6 months. Like I know.
Yeah,
like,
but that 6 months is like literally
yeah,
like
like
you're
nothing.
like groceries are getting delivered to your house,
Hmm.
and you cannot leave your house for that entire time. Like full lockdown.
Honestly, I would do it. Cause it's very worth it, right? Like instead of opening and closing shit down again, opening and closing, vice versa, right?
Yeah.
But, like I know it would be like the hardest journey for everyone, cause like I'd lose my mind like inside my house. Like I started ripping the drywall out.
Exactly. Yeah. I had
Cause
the
like
same.
it's very hard.
Yeah, I said the same thing. And when I experienced it, it was like when I had COVID, a while ago in November. I was experiencing that like firsthand. I was in my basement and I was like literally ready to go crazy. I came outside like 3 times, and those 3 times it was like my saving grace.
Yeah.
I literally like lived for those times, because like the 2-3 days you're like, okay, yeah, whatever, it's light. 3-4 days, once you start getting into a week, your mind starts like tweaking, and I guess that's
Exactly.
like the same concept of like solitary confinement.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that shit is kind of like super scary, because no light. Like there's
Yeah.
people that have like prisoners that have no light, none of that shit, right?
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's getting like a little taste of that, but like way better. And imagine how bad that is.
Exactly.
That's what kind of scared me a little bit, because if you think about it, we have all these like tools at our fingertips that'll just keep us like when we were locked up for when I had COVID, you were also home.
Yeah.
We had Discord, we
Yeah.
had
Games.
all social
Yeah.
media, gaming, like all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like imagine being completely isolated for like that entire time, like zero contact with everybody else. Like that, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
personally. I can't. Like I just cannot as a person, and I don't think I ever would be able to. Like there's people that
Yeah.
do live like that though. You know what I mean? Like there's people that live like they just don't talk to anybody. They're about their business. They just live in their house, and maybe they go outside for
Yeah.
groceries and shit, but they just chill to themselves. I can't. I don't know about you, but I can definitely not live like that.
I know I definitely would, and like definitely during that like week and a bit that like I had to stay home because you had COVID, right? Like I had a taste of it as well, because like during that week, like yes, I had Netflix, I had everything, but like it comes to a certain point where I don't want to do it anymore, right?
Yeah,
So like I
exactly.
just lay in bed, and then once that week was done and I came back to work, like it felt like I didn't have any social skills. I'm like,
Yeah.
am I brain dead?
Yeah. You
Right?
kind of
Like, but I know I could do it, but I definitely lose my mind within like 2 weeks.
yeah.
2 weeks or like a month. Like it's very hard.
That's why the 6 months, that question of 6 months is definitely like hard to answer,
Mm-hmm.
because when they like that question comes with a lot of like other questions like that would be reciprocated, right? Like,
Yeah.
are parks open? Can you go outside? Can you play soccer at a field? Like
Mm-hmm.
all that shit's got to be shut down.
Yeah.
Like parks are closed, soccer fields are closed, basketball courts are closed. All the shit outside's got to be shut down. Driving ranges, everything.
yeah.
Golf courses, all that, right? And it's like, okay, then what can you do besides stay in your house? If you're found on the street, you can walk, but at the same time, like number one, who's gonna police that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who the
Yeah.
fuck is gonna be policing like people walking around? And then it's like, okay, like let's say I run into you on the street, you, your girlfriend, I'm with a couple people, and we're just walking, me and my family members,
Yeah.
and we're all standing beside each other, not 6 feet. Who the fuck is gonna police that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, what more could you ask for than like, you can't ask the police to be like on everybody's case, or the bylaw officers to be on everybody's case, right? So everyone, I think, is just getting fucked right now, and it's not going to turn out well because people are just getting fucking angry, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I don't like this. Like like locking down, like it. I get the whole thing, like it's got the stop the spread, and I get all that, but like, if you think about it like practically, instead of like, I don't know how to put it, but if you think of it like with reference to us, like as actual like 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, like we've lost an entire full year of our life. No clubbing, no parties, no nothing. And 21 is supposed to be like the year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's always like 18 or 21.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's always those two that are like, those are the prime years you're grinding parties and all that, clubs and all that. But then you still getting, like, I don't know about you, but it makes me furious that like this is still going, and this could go into like my 22nd, 23rd year, right? Like it's like, holy fuck, when it's gonna end.
I'm furious too, because one, the rollout for vaccines is a complete joke. Like I don't get what's going on, and like I don't even know like what's locked down and what's not anymore. Like red zone, all that zone. Like yes, it's nice because like he should have locked down like from like a long time ago, and like just stayed like that. Oh, sorry, it's kind of, but he should have like kept it locked down instead of opening things up. So then like once like everything clears out, then we're gonna somewhat have like a normal life, but it'd be better than like the cases rising as like he opened things up again, right? Like which makes no sense.
Yeah, like, and I don't know if you've gotten it too, but I've gotten it a lot. So like all the baby boomers, no, are they baby boomers? Yeah, baby boomers, our parents' age, that whole generation.
Yeah.
What are they? They're Project X.
Gen X.
Gen X, I think.
Yeah,
Baby boomers are our grandparents.
Project X was
whatever's before millennials. They're just.
We're not millennials though. We're Gen Z.
Not. Yeah. We're after millennials.
And then
they're before the millennials. Okay,
but that age group, the Gen X, those people, like they think we know fucking absolutely nothing, and it cheeses me. You know what I mean? True. I don't know if you guys have gotten it. We're all in the same boat here. Our parents' age, that entire gap, they all just think like, and I hear it all the time, and it gets me so nervous. Yeah. Just because I'm not always talking about it doesn't mean I don't care about it. They're like, all the Gen Zs and the millennials don't give a fuck, and they go out and they party and shit like that. I'm like, yo, like, you're speaking for like the 3 parties you found in like fucking 6 months, and obviously
all in Brampton.
Yeah, literally all the fucking parties that you're finding are like people that don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
and 60-year-olds, 50-year-olds are not throwing fucking parties. Obviously, you're not gonna catch people and throwing parties, right? So the whole thing that cheeses me is that there's this stigma that's like anyone between 17 and 25 just does not give a fuck, and that infuriates me.
It does infuriate me
because like, I don't, like, personally, and I can speak for a lot of my friends, people my age and even a little older, younger, whatever. Just because I'm not talking about it, like I said before, doesn't mean I don't care. And it just annoys me to consistently hear about it, like, all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Like, I come home and I'm hearing it from my parents. I watch the news, I'm hearing it there. I turn on TV, I'm hearing it there. I'm turning on the radio, I'm hearing it there. Everywhere you're getting an earful. And it's like, yo, just fucking stop. Like, just stop. I watch one YouTube video that says, the Doug Ford said this. I'm done for the day. That's it. I don't want to hear anything else. Right? All this bullshit that's just flying at you. It's like, I don't want to hear it. I wear my mask. I stay the distance. I do all the protocols, sanitize, all that. I wash my hands a shit ton. I work and stuff. But I just don't want to hear it. Yeah, I don't know about you. But, like, I do not.
It's the same, but my mom would, like, just watch the news and be like, oh, you hear that? Why aren't you safe? I'm like, one, I work and I don't go anywhere, and I just chill with my girlfriend. Yeah. That's it.
For those curious, we're all part of the same boat.
Yeah.
We're all.
Yeah. Exactly. Just for a lot of people are. Yeah. And I think if people are watching this, like, you're our age, you can definitely relate. And if you're watching this, you're a Gen X, and you think that people our age don't give a fuck, I'm gonna tell you that you're probably right for about 10%.
Yeah,
I think 10% actually don't give a fuck.
They don't,
and the rest is just like, like I just don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so sick of hearing it.
Cause like there are like some people on like my Snap stories. I see them like on vacation before like a couple months back. I'm like, okay, what the fuck, right? Like why?
Yeah.
Like, why are you on vacation? Like yeah, I know them. But, like why? Like why?
Yeah, if it's just at leisure, it's kind of like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing, right? I hate talking about it, and I don't even like coming on
Yeah.
here and talking about it. To be honest with you, it gets my blood boiling, gets me a little nervous because I hear about it and I talk about it, and
Yeah.
everything's always about it, right? But I like to, it's reassuring, and for those who are watching who are our age, it's reassuring to know that I'm not like we're not the only people that think
Yeah.
like this. You know what I mean? Like we're not the only people that are like fuck you guys for thinking we don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like not starting a rebellion, but that's just something I wanted to get off my chest because it fucking annoys the shit out of me. There's something else I want to talk to you about. Actually, it's pretty. I found this article, Matt. If you don't mind pulling it up.
Yeah, sure.
The DMX. You know who DMX is?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. There's a story about him recently. I just looked this up and I was like, holy shit. Yeah. So he OD'd. What did it say? What OD'd on, Matt?
It doesn't. But essentially, he had an overdose last week.
Mm-hmm.
Today's date is April 8th, and I'm not sure, but it says last week anyway.
Yeah. So he's in like really bad condition right now.
Well,
he's on life support.
yeah. I think I don't know if he's brain dead or not, but
No, he's just on life support.
No, he's on life support.
Yeah.
That's what I read right there.
Yeah,
but his family has to make the decision whether to pull the plug or not.
Wow.
Huh? Okay. Now I want to talk. I want to talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not in pain because he's on life support.
Right.
And he's not conscious for any of that, or he's just technically still is conscious. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So you're in that scenario.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know what you think you would do. Number one, if you're the family member, and number one, if you're the one on life support.
So
okay, if you had and the life support one, if you had the option to tell them.
So I already actually like this is like I told my whole family members already, like if I were to ever put on life support, just please pull the plug, because like I wouldn't want to live the rest of my life in life support where I can't even communicate with my own family or my loved ones, right? And like I'd rather not see them like see me like that.
It'd be like prolonged.
Yeah. Right, so like then it gets more difficult as it goes on, and then they're starting to think like, oh fuck, like should we pull the plug or right? Because like I'd rather not prolong it than they're even like in more pain, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And like the fact that they have to come and visit and like, oh shit, like he's still on life support, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I agree with you in one way, but I also don't agree in terms of, like what if there's hope?
Yeah.
But I think that's what everybody thinks. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I think like, oh, maybe there's like a small little chance of recovery. Mm-hmm. But if the doctors came out and said, listen, I like you're whatever, like I'm never gonna make it out of this. Like if I take you, like the only way you the only way you live is on life support. Then, like you said, just pull the plug.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not worth it.
If the doctor says, yo, there's a possibility, yes, of
course. I'm saying this for me, for us,
Yeah.
obviously, not for him. Like they do whatever the fuck they want.
Like,
but
if they were like, okay, like you just gotta give him some time, then he will slowly recover. Then yes, that's okay. But if I'm just like on life support forever, just pull the plug.
Just fucking honestly, because you're not even talking at that point. You know what I mean? It's not even worth it.
Because I don't want anyone to bear that pain, like just to see me like that, right?
So as the family member, you're saying that's what you would do. So what if you were on life support, you would tell them not to. But if let's say, knock on wood, for example, your sister, right? Mm-hmm. Like let's say that happens, what do? You just hold it out forever? Because I think I would never be able. I don't know what you guys. I don't think I'd ever be able to make that decision for somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be more of like all the family members sit down and like we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I would always want to pull a plug, and like I don't want.
Oh my god, you're psycho.
No, like if there's a chance of living, then yes, of course.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't want to pull the plug, right? But it goes back to like I don't want to feel that pain of like just always seeing them in that state, right?
Yeah,
exactly. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And like through my like lifetime period, like I've kind of experienced like bad shit like that.
Yeah.
So like coming from experience, like for me, like just it's better just to end it, right?
Yeah.
like everyone's in pain, like just seeing you like that, and it's easier just to let them rest, basically.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. No, I think that's a hard decision, bro. How can your family be like put on that spot like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of fucked up. Like he OD'd, which like everyone has their own opinions on how they feel about that. You know what I mean? Like some people will be like, "Yo, fuck him, he OD'd.
Mm-hmm.
That's his problem." You know what I mean? But I think I have a little bit of reason with it. Like I don't know about you guys, but I have a little bit of reason. Like yo, like he OD'd. Like there's obviously there's an addiction problem. You know what I mean? People suffer from addiction, so it's not like he's doing it on purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just it's sad to hear. DMX had some good music, some great fucking music. But other than that, I just I don't know. It's difficult to like comprehend when you're put in that type of situation, like you were saying. But so like I want to address again. We were talking about sports before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen recently. I want to talk about it a while ago. There is if you're familiar with March Madness.
Yes.
Okay. So it's college basketball. Yeah. It's crazy every year. That's why it's called March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
Baylor just won the championship just recently. And in turn, okay, so I was having this argument the other day.
Right.
The level of competition in a March Madness in a like a Final Four, Sweet 16 type of tournament style playoff is like almost not comparable in terms of hype to an NBA playoff. Do you get what I mean by that? So like an NBA playoff runs the same way. It's a bracket style, right? It's same way as March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like every game is so much more important than obviously they're all important.
Yeah.
And they're playing whatever. But every game is so much more important than it is when you're playing in an NBA playoffs. I'm saying with reference to the United States.
Yeah.
Because in Canada, like obviously the NBA playoffs is like the king of kings. Like that's where you make all your money in basketball, right? Like that's like the big showdown. But in the States, I feel like even with football's another one.
Oh, college football,
college basketball. I don't know why.
Very popular.
Super popular, and it's so much more like there's so much more anticipation for both sports than I think there is in other besides like the Super Bowl and the NBA Finals, because that's like those are like the holy grails of like showdowns. But like leading up until then, I feel like there's just as much, if not more, for college sports.
I agree.
I don't know why though.
Because one, like if you think about it, like all of the boys, right? Because like in college, like you make a bunch of friends and like you're on like the top like team for college football or basketball, right? And then like the boys just give you support, and then everyone's like, oh shit, you gotta watch out for that guy, because it depicts their future as well, right? So like that's why there's so much hype around it, and like that's why every game is just like a heated battle against like another college,
it's
right?
crazy to watch though. Like compared to NBA basketball and playoff basketball, it's like not even like the level of intensity is just not even close.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you've watched a lot. I've watched a lot of March Madness basketball, and it's like super, super intense, full court press. Like everyone's always like glued to the defender. Like it's always like very tight. It's a very tight game, very fast moving, fast paced, all that, right? And like I just don't understand. Like obviously they want to fight for it more. They're younger. Yeah. They're playing for that spot in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like they're playing for the draft. Like it's all there. But once like the ones that are like, okay, you're gonna get drafted. Like you're gonna get drafted. You're playing obviously, like I said. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like those ones that have made it in the NBA, in their head, are they thinking like, compared to the level of intensity of college, are those guys thinking like, okay, this isn't that important to me? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you see how hard they're trying in college.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Or at least what I think is how hard they're trying in college compared to the NBA. It makes you think like, are these NBA players like not giving a fuck anymore? Like especially the old guys, or is it just because of age? Right? That's what makes me think.
It could be a bit of both, because like one, they already made it, right? So like they don't have to try as hard, but like during like the playoff, like that's when they like go ham and that's it, right? And then during the off season, they could just do whatever.
Yeah, but that's kind of shit. That's kind of shit because there's definitely some athletes that just did it for the check.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Would you be that type of athlete that just does it for the check and then is happy because he takes home like $2-3 million a year, or would you, or what else? Just yeah, you elaborate.
For me, it'd be for like a bit of both. Cause yes, like having that check is nice, and like you can't go wrong with like, oh, I'm living comfortably. Fuck, I can't speak English.
Comfortably, yeah.
But like I'd also do it to like be the greatest player ever, right? Because like I just want to self-improve every single time.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I have the same mentality, right? Like if you're not in it to be the greatest, then why are you in it, right? Like I think about that all the time, and like people that like resemble that same mentality, obviously LeBron James, like Luka Doncic, Giannis, like those guys, I feel like like they aspire to be greats, right? But yeah, it's just upsetting to know that like there could be that possibility of them not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? Like the NBA players. Because you see like these kids are going fucking ham. Like they're going crazy. And I feel like personally, when you're in college, you're in like the prime of your life.
Yeah.
Or like high school, like late high school, early college. I want to know what you think would be like the prime of your life in terms of career and in like early life, like high school, college.
I'd say you start peaking once you finish high school, because like that's when like you're introduced more into like the real world, right? So then you start to understand things more, and then that's where like you realize like, oh shit, like I'm gonna train as hard to either get that check or both, like check, and I'm gonna be the greatest player out there, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I think like when you're okay, so a lot of people, there's like this huge myth. Well, not a myth, because it does happen, it doesn't happen, but a lot of people say you hit like your visual, like your appearance peak, like the way you look in high school. They said, that's what everyone says. Everyone's like, in high school, that's when you look the best, and then like you start like slowly obviously this is like an average, it's not like for everybody, because there's people that go crazy workouts and they get better looking as they go on, whatever, right? There's like people in their 50s that look like they're 20 or whatever, right? But there's always like that thing where it's like you look the best in your high school, and then you slowly like decline in appearance after that. But I've never thought of it like that ever.
No, I've never thought about that either.
Right? If anything, like people I know and whatever, it's like you kind of like just hover on the same. Like once you finish high school, it's like you're just hovering on the same looks and all that shit. But intellectual wise, like knowledge wise, you skyrocket after high school.
Yeah, that's very
because
true.
High school you're literally just chilling, learning fucking English and whatever.
Exactly.
And then once you specialize in something you actually like, your knowledge just flies to the moon.
Exactly.
And you're reading articles and you're doing all this and you're watching tons of videos and knowledge video. Like before, you were just kind of like drinking and having a good time and going to math class, and
like just
then you're
fucking
leaving.
around too.
Yeah.
Because like what's sad is that high school didn't teach us shit. Like it didn't teach us anything.
Yeah, I think
it's important.
Yeah, but I think it teaches like the lurky like fundamentals of like life. You kind of like specify because you get like electives and shit like that, but for the most part, it gives you like an idea of like what to like expect.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of explodes in your face, because then you got to do like super specific things. Like when, especially for me, when I'm trying to like specify like what type of career I want to get into, like when people ask you like, oh, like you want, like let's say you want to get into construction, right?
Yeah.
People are gonna ask you, oh, what field, like what type of construction? You want to do HVAC, you want to do plumbing, you want to do architecture, you want to do this, and then within that you got to specify again. You want to be a technologist, you want to be a full-blown architect, you want to be just an installer or whatever, right? Like there's like such a specific career choice that like people that are our age and like are just going into university, they have no fucking idea. And that's I know true. All of us here, and I can name off like maybe 50 other people that I know, literally have changed their career path and have just said, listen, fuck this, I'm going to do something else. Whether it's not going to be like the same thing or it's the same path, just a different specific area of it. I've seen that so many times, and it's like, when are you going to know? I think people don't actually know until they're in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like you don't know how specific you're gonna get until you're in it. Like you're doing it.
Cause I do agree with that statement a lot. Cause for me, like in my household, like my mom's like, after high school, you're going straight to fucking nursing. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, fuck me, I guess. Like don't get me wrong, like I did my chem and bio like in high school. Like I enjoyed sciences, but when I was in placements for nursing, like kudos to all the nurses, because like it's a hard profession. Like
Yeah.
you see some shit. You see some shit. But like I enjoyed it, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
Right? So then like I stopped, and then I worked for a year like in many jobs to get like, oh, like if I dip my foot in this, I might like it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then when I did construction, I'm like, holy shit, like I genuinely like love this, because like yeah, like it's hard labor, but like I just enjoy doing it because I'm going out to different sites, like I'm out in the sun, like sometimes I'm inside, like that's cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it just makes you think, because I've had that thought a lot. It's like, how am I gonna know have you heard of fear of missing out?
No.
Have you heard of that, man?
I have heard of that. Yeah.
A lot of people have that. It's a big fear. So you have a fear of like, obviously not achieving your goals, but also not being a part of something you don't know you should be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me put into perspective.
Right.
Let's say you've always had a passion for fucking art,
Yeah.
right? But you never actually thought, okay, I'm gonna make a career out of this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You just said, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna draw whenever as a hobby and shit like that. You don't know, and people don't understand whether they should pursue something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right, like you do art on the side, let's say, and people are like, yo, this is really good. You should start selling these. You start to like, but then you're thinking practically, and you think, listen, I'm not gonna make money selling art. I'm not gonna make money doing stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go do construction. I'm gonna go make my money, whatever, however concrete way I can.
Yeah.
Concrete, yeah, fuck. But like, you know
This
what I mean?
guy.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
Like, and it makes you trip the fuck out, because you're like, what am I supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
And you have that big fear of missing out. Like, I'm not gonna achieve my goals.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to get like what I want out of life, which is super fucked. But I think like you end up finding it, whether it doesn't have to be like a specific career, but like, let's say, as long as the job gets done and your bills are paid, people are happy with that. Like, a lot of people are happy with that, right? Like, me personally, I wouldn't be happy with just paying the bills. Like, I need to enjoy what I'm doing. Like, that's just me, right? Some people are like, if it pays the bills, we're good. Like, we're chilling.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I just think it's like, if you enjoy somewhat what you're doing, like, there's no price. Like, there's no like thing that can change that. You know what I mean?
Because like a lot of it, like it's also your parents' like influence on you as well.
For sure.
Like, because I told my mom, like, please, like, I just want like a year off, just to, like, relax and
just
actually,
figure
like,
shit out.
Like actually think it through.
Yeah, a
right?
lot of people do that. A lot of people take the year. A lot of people take like
like it helps a lot.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I did that.
Yeah, Matt did
like,
that.
I did that.
Like for anyone who's watching, like I know your parents might not agree with it, but like it really helps, because like, one, you're saving money, because like that's how I bought my first car.
Yeah.
Right? Because like you really, one, you gotta enjoy yourself, yes, but like you like think of it, right? So,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
I was browsing Indeed. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, or like I want to work with my buddy and see how that goes. And then like that's when you know, it's like, oh shit, I enjoy doing this. So I'm just look into each field, like what you said, construction. Okay, now narrow that shit down.
Yeah, exactly.
And then find that specific one. It's like, okay, I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going into that one.
Exactly. Right? I think for me it was very similar. I didn't have like a very big template to go and see like which one I liked, but I was just more like, what do I like doing the most?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do I enjoy doing? And that doesn't mean like work wise.
Yeah.
It can mean like in general, what do I enjoy doing the most? Right? It's not obviously not fucking watching Netflix and shit. You can't use that shit, but like, what do I enjoy? And then you isolate, and that's how I found like what I wanted to do in the future. And then you adapt everything from there, like my schooling and like knowledge that I need to acquire before I get into that field and all that. But I think that's like what helped me the most, was just sit down and be like, what do I like fucking doing the most? And then you just figure it out from there. Like, you just plan all your shit. And it's like, it's rough to know that like I was a victim of it. You start off not knowing. You know what I mean? Like, I think high school doesn't prepare you enough, like, to know what you want to do. Like, you don't have enough time to figure out and be like, listen, I want to fucking do this, right? You just kind of like, oh, this sounds good. You can make a lot of money. Jump into it. And then you're like, 2 years later, you're like, holy fuck, I don't want to do this shit. Like,
I wish I told, like, my past self, like, hey, like, school's going nowhere. Like, there's no need to rush into things, right? And, like, just really just take it easy.
Yeah, exactly. I think we're gonna end it there for today. Jimmy, we got a lot of intellectual conversation.
Thank you.
This is really good. Again, I'd like to thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I had a good time talking to you. This was good. Matt, again, thanks for hopping on the production.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for coming, G.
No problem.
Thank you for coming.
Hey.
We refreshed your feed so you didn't have to. Thank you guys again for coming. You can hit us up. If you're watching this, you can hit us up in link in the description. All of our tags are there for Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all the good stuff. If you're listening to this, check the podcast out in full video on YouTube, and check out our Instagram for the most updates and things that we release, new episodes, stuff like that. We post every Monday. Hopefully we'll be posting a couple little 10-minute videos soon, little skits that we have recorded. Thanks for watching. Peace out.